So what's up? This is Brandon from Ground Dev, and what we're going to be working on today is this. So I'm working on this character Frank for our Camp Jupiter and my Capture the Flag game. He is a team captain for Mars or Ares. His special ability will be to be able to change into a few different animals. The first one will be the dragon. Moves around, also attacks. Okay, so today we're going to be adding an elephant, and you can do this for any of the characters that are on Unreal that have animations built in. I'm just using these two because these are two animals he can turn into. Sorry if my spelling's off, I am god awful at it. So, I have the quadruple creatures pack, which comes with the dragon. And I also have, where are they? The African Animals pack, which come with the elephant, I think. Yeah, right here. This comes with all these animations. And I've already built blend space and a blueprint class and a blueprint, but I'm gonna actually delete these because they were wrong and I didn't know how to do this before, but I figured it out. Now that that's gone, I'm actually gonna do this two different ways. I'm not gonna delete my current character. I'm just gonna make a new one. So we're gonna build a character from scratch, and then I'm gonna show you how to be able to use it with this character. So, start with our character. We're gonna go to blueprint class, character. I'm just gonna redo what I did yesterday. Frank. I'm just gonna name him Frank. Okay, take your character, bring your mesh in. If you're using the third person character, all this will be done for you. Okay, so I am gonna mention this. If your character is super big and you scale him down to fit in this sphere, when you do the switch to the elephant or dragon, it will be super small and it will fit this scale instead of its normal scale of 1. So when you import your character, there will be an import scale that you can check this to, and whatever you had to scale down your character to, you can put in the import scale and your character will come in as a normal sized character. For example, this is the imported character. Okay, so we have our character, but we have to get him moving. Before we get him moving, let's set up our switch. So we're gonna go set. Actually, we're gonna go 1 on the keyboard. So when we press 1, set skeletal mesh. Elephants. Elephant. And then we are going to set Anim instance class. And we have not set that up yet because that's going to be our Anim BP is what we're going to put in there. So we have this. We can also duplicate it. And we're going to set that up too. So yeah, it tells us it can't do that because it needs a class. That's fine. Let's go set that up. So we're here. We need an Anim blueprint for our character. Okay, see, I have a blend space already set up. If you haven't set up a blend space, go to blend space 1D. Go to blend space 1D. I'm going to use 1D blend spaces because they're just easier to go through quickly. If you want to use a full blend space, you can. The only thing you'll have to do is add direction, but there's plenty of tutorials on how to do that. So with our Frank character, we add our walking. We add our idle, so he can then walk. Let's go back. We need our ABP. Rename those so they're correctly. Okay, so with our character selected, we're going to need to add a slot, which will just be the default slot. And that's so we can do our Anim montage at the beginning with our character. Add a state machine. Go in here. Add a state. Idle. Go in here. We add our blend space. Promote this to a variable. We're going to name it speed. Go to our event graph. So right here, I didn't know we could do this, but this is important on this and the elephant. We can cast to it from here to our blueprint that we set up, which our blueprint is Frank. So cast to Frank, or whatever character blueprint you have, like your main blueprint. Connect that. Get velocity. Vector length. We take our speed variable, we plug it in. and we plug that in. There, and that sets our speed to that. So now our character's done and he can move, well, he can't move around yet, actually. So we're here. We're going to set this class to the class we just made, which is Frank, or our Frank blend space, or ABP. And we have to plug mesh into that. There we go. So now we will pop back and forth between this elephant and our character. Go to Frank, or whatever your character blueprint is. Make sure on your character we go back, click mesh, use Anim blueprint, the ABP you just set up, which mine's right there. Okay, so he's ready to move. Well, he's not ready to move. To get him to move, that's why we brought up the third person character. You can go into the event graph in your third person character, and you can copy all of this. Come down here, drop it, and now your character can move. It will tell you some variables need fixed for your gamepad controls. Just click create variable, or create variable on either of those, and then it'll be fixed. Okay. Make sure you change it in your world settings to default pawn class to your character. Pop in. Okay, so we pop in, and we didn't set up a camera, but that's fine. We hit 1, and we change into the elephant. We let go, we change back. Okay, let's go to viewport, add component, camera. And that's actually important too, because we're going to add 2 cameras when we do this. So copy, or duplicate it, raise it up, back it up, to wherever you want for your second viewport for when you go into the bigger animal. Test your cameras, see if you like them. It's not perfect, but it'll work for now. Okay. There we go. Yep. Okay. So the reason why my character wasn't moving, I had the wrong ABP selected. I have 2 because my first character. Right there. Okay. So now we are the elephant's skeletal mesh, and we can change back to our character and walk around. Okay, so now we got to do the elephant. And we don't need a blueprint class for the elephant. We just need a blend space, 1D, and we need an anim blueprint. So let's make our blend space. Find whatever animations you would like. And that's what I love about Unreal. If you do get these packs, like with their monthly free giveaways, then these are really well polished. Like they have attacks, they have idols, really good stuff, you know. Okay, so our elephant blend space is set up. Let's go with our Anim blueprint. Eight. Okay. So same thing with this. You'll want to add a slot if you want it to play a montage when it shows up. And you'll need to add a state machine, just like we did the first time. Add a state, idle, look for your blend space that you just created. Same thing as last time, pretty much. Promote to variable. Funny thing is, that's actually exactly like last time. And this is the part I didn't know about Unreal. So we set this up and we come into our event graph. Now, for our character to inherit off the same blueprint, we then cast to Frank. So we cast to the same blueprint class as we started with. So when we do this, it will then take our velocity, vector length, yeah, it'll take our velocity and it'll take our vector length from that blueprint and convert it to speed to this character, which will play our blend space on this character. Save. So now, let's go back into our blueprint class. We set our class to what we just created, which is L, ABP. So now, when we turn into this elephant, it will play our elephant ABP at the same time on our blueprint class. And I had no idea you could do that with Unreal. Okay, so let's check it on our character. We click play. We are our character, we can move around, we can walk. We hit 1, we are walking as an elephant. And if you stop walking, it will play its idle animation. You can see its legs moving and its tail waggling. But we'll fix the camera here in a second. So we are moving as the elephant. So on this press, and when we go into our elephant, we might want to do a few things like set our camera. So let's bring our cameras in. Let's go to deactivate. And activate. So we're going to deactivate and then activate our other camera. And it won't work on reverse right now, but let's just check it out. So we're here, we're moving, and we are now our elephant. Okay, now that we got that working, let's figure out how do we get the characters to attack. Because the montages really aren't that big of a deal. You just play in a montage, and create a montage with your character, which you just right click your animation and then click create montage. Make sure your default slot is selected in your anim montage and it will play it. But I'm not going to do that for right now. Same for spawning spawn emitter at location. And then bring in your mesh location. Yeah, just this is where you would set up your particle depending on how you wanted it to spawn. You'd also set up the size, and you would click location to your mesh. And it would spawn emitter, but I'm not doing that right now just because it makes everything messy. So that sets up our camera. To do that backwards, you just duplicate, bring it down here, plug it in, just make sure your camera values are switched. So there, we are back to our character. But I want to fix that camera because it's too low. Just looks real bad. Okay, so now we will switch back and forth with the cameras. Our characters move. Let's figure out how we do an attack. So to have our character, our elephant character, and our Frank character both throw an attack, we come down here to our variables. We make a boolean called attack. I set it to instant editable. I don't know if you have to or not, but I just do it just in case. We go into our Frank ABP event graph. We come here. We ask for attack. We get it. We promote it to a variable. Attack ABP. And then we can use this in our ABP like we normally would to set up attacks, which you drag off here, add state, attack, drag back, set an animation. So to our character, we drop this, get equal, because you're going to idle to attack, you set that to true. Going backwards, we need to set it to false. You can also use just regular pin drop and use not, but I like using equal instead. It tends to work more. So now our character will throw this attack. We go into our elephant ABP and do the same exact thing. So we go here, we drag off of Frank, attack, get attack, promote this to a variable, drag your pin in, attack ABP, compile, attack. And that's what I love about Unreal, man. Like these animals character packs, they have these attacks already on here. So like I can just choose one and it works, you know, like tusk combos, that works. And then we do the same thing as we did with the other one. So like idle to attack, we get equal Make sure to set it to true. You can also copy, paste. So go back into your Frank blueprint, and all we have in here is what we stole from the third person character to make us move, and our press 1 to do our animal shift. So what we're going to add right now is left mouse button, and off our left mouse button we're going to set our attack to true. We're going to delay for however long the attack is, but since we have 2 attacks, you might want to just pick a cutoff point for the longest. I'm fine with whatever, because I'm not really sure on the animations right now, so we'll just put 3 just so we can see them. And then when it's done, we're going to set that to untrue. So now, our elephant and our character will both play this attack depending on whatever character it is on. Okay, so here we are. I pressed the button. Here's our attack. It works. We can also move around after it. Let's switch to our other character. We are now our other character. We can walk around as our character, and we can hit. We can now attack. So if you want the anim montages and the emitters, you press 1, play anim montage, make sure your slots are set to default. Then you would spawn the emitter at your mesh location, set a delay, deactivate your camera, activate the new camera, spawn a new emitter at the location of the new skeletal mesh, spawn this new skeletal mesh with the new anim BP, then play the anim montage of the new character, but make sure you have a slot that's set to default on that montage as well. And that's all of it. And with everything, with the emitter camera shake, or the camera, oh man, with everything with the anim montage and emitter, this is what it looks like. And then I can use the character to move around, and I can even attack. Thanks for watching.